on. This is going to be a not my face video as I'm driving to work today. So I posted this in search of video on my shorts, and this person I've known for a little bit in my life. We have a 12-year-old daughter together. And although our relationship pretty much ended right before she was born, we had some contact when she was about 6 months old, and I'm from Rockaway Beach, and so we met in Rockaway, even though he spent a lot of his time in Beaverton, Oregon. Now, here's the gist, okay? We split up, and I didn't want to see him, and I was like, okay, no, whatever. Like, your life just goes on, right? I stayed single for 9.5 years. Out of that 9.5 years, the only time I ever looked for him was to see if maybe he had been in jail. So I would randomly Google search just to see if maybe he had been locked up. And the last time I know that he was locked up in jail was in 2012, which is basically, I knew about it. I don't know how long he spent there or anything like that. So here's the gist. You go on with your life. You just Google it. You're like, okay, he's not. That's fine. Whatever. So you don't even think about it. Like, I didn't give it any second chance, thoughts like, oh my gosh, like, I wonder what he's doing or anything like that, okay? Just to see if he was incarcerated, because when you're incarcerated and you owe child support, they put a freeze on your child support because you cannot pay while you're incarcerated. Now, this isn't even about child support anymore. It started out to be about child support because they always send me these annual, do you know where this person is letters. They want you to provide all the information you can so they can track them down and try to get any back child support, blah, blah, blah. So this is how this started. And I've gotten many of those letters over the 12 years. For some reason, I got that letter this time and I was like, okay, well, let's just see. So I used to be Facebook friends with his dad when we were right after our relationship, right after I had my daughter. I don't know when that friendship got canceled or whatever on Facebook, but it's okay. It did. It's fine. So I know his dad's on Facebook. But anyways, I Google search, okay? And it's not that hard to Google search somebody and find all the information you can about them. So there's all these phone numbers, previous addresses, current address, blah, blah, blah. So I started texting the cell phone numbers. I was calling the landlines, which, most of them were disconnected with no avail. So I finally messaged his dad, which happened to be one of the cell phone numbers. Okay, so I messaged his dad on Facebook and he didn't respond. So I was like, okay, so I was texting the last cell phone number and the person came back and was like, who is this? And I was like, I'm looking for so-and-so. And they were like, well, who are you? And I was like, this person, my name, obviously. And he was like, well, this is a senior. And I said, oh. I was like, well, I'm trying to get in contact with your son. And he's like, I haven't seen him over 5 years. Okay, what? But of course I thought, okay, makes sense. I was like, I kind of figured maybe I hadn't had in contact with him. That's okay, What am I supposed to say? How do you not have any contact? I wasn't thinking. At the moment of the conversation, I wasn't too weirded out until later, a couple hours, whatever. And since I had already had this ongoing search, and I couldn't get in contact with him by himself with the stuff under his name on Google search, I have done so much research since then. I have looked at bodies. I have searched missing persons. I have searched, I have posted him on my TikTok. I have posted him, obviously, on my YouTube channel. I have posted him on social media, Facebook pages. Are we dating the same guy? Blah, blah, blah. No one's come forward. No one's come forward saying he knows this man or seen this man or anything about this man. I started getting suspicious. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And it also didn't make any sense at this point why he hadn't had any contact with his dad in 5 years. So he has some other family members that I started to investigate and do my research on. And he has a sister that he actually was neighbors with for 1 year in the past 12 years in the same apartment complex. So I Facebooked her yesterday, and she proceeded to tell me she also has not heard from him in 5.5 years. Now, I asked why. It was straight up a question. Why have you not talked to him in 5 years? The answer came back as, the less we knew about him, the less we would have to tell somebody if they were to knock on the door. Which makes sense, because he obviously has a bad reputation, okay? Now, I'm super, super passionate, and I have so much empathy for people, but he's also my daughter's dad, okay? So, at this point, he is considered a missing person to me. I think if you have not had contact with your family members in 5+ years who you've had contact with, and they're not claiming anything drastic happened, or like they had a confrontation, or like anything remotely, like something that would cause you to like be estranged from your family, okay? It's bizarre to me. So, I am now posting this video in hopes that somebody out there in Oregon, California, Washington, maybe anywhere on the streets, a homeless person, if you've seen this man, and he is identifiable, he has lots of tattoos, his pictures are unmistakable. He's older now because those pictures are 12 years old, but he has got to be somewhere. If I don't have anybody who wants to claim they know him or at least seen him in the last 5 years, I will be making a report. I will report him as a missing person. I might not be next to kin, but I care that this man is missing. At this point, this man is missing to me. He is missing to me, he's missing to his daughter, and he is missing to family members who have had contact with him in the last 12 years. So, anyway, that's what's going on, and I'm about to be at work. So, hope y'all have a good day, and if you can help me out, just share the video, do whatever. Thank you.